A trunk full of trucks. Now, I'd written an email to my list the other day. I was trying to come up with an idea for an email. Now, one of the easiest ways, just as a side note, if you are trying to come up with content ideas, is to look around the room. Now, on this occasion, I saw Finn, my youngest son's squirting gun, and what I did was I wrote down the word toy. Now, a great way to come up with content ideas is to take a kind of a topic like I did there, toy, and write it down. And then what you do is you think of your earliest memory of a toy, or your latest memory of a toy, or you have a look at maybe the best toy you had or the worst toy you had. Now, again, you can use that kind of content generating idea for anything. So basically all you do is you slot in your main idea or object or whatever it is, and then you try to come up with content ideas from that. It's very, very easy. So as I said, on this day I had seen Finn squirting guns, so I put toy in there, and I was trying to think what was the earliest memory I had of toys. Now, as I said in the email I had written to my list, if you don't know me well at all, or you haven't been listening to these episodes for long, you're probably not aware that my father used to be a truck driver. Now, in the early days, when there was probably a lot more money in driving trucks in Ireland, he would do a lot of driving all over the continent. He would do a lot of driving in England and Scotland, and at the time he was collecting parts for, or delivering parts for, oil rigs. So he was kind of driving kind of valuable equipment around, and he was getting well paid for it. Now, in the early days before I went to school, I probably spent a lot of time on the road. Me and my mum and my younger sister, we would pile in the lorry and we would go away with my father in the truck as he was delivering whatever goods he had to deliver. So it was almost like a little bit of a holiday, a kind of a road trip. But as I got a little bit older and I came to school age, those days kind of ended, and of course I had to go to school. But my father would probably disappear on a Monday and he would go away wherever he needed to go to, and sometimes it might be maybe a Friday or whatever before he would come back to see us. So usually when he came back, he never came back empty-handed. He would usually have a small truck with him. Now, I don't know where you're from, but we had matchbox trucks in Ireland, so they're probably like Hot Wheels or whatever if you're in the US. But over time I started to build up a great collection of toys. Now, I had trucks, I had tractors, I had cars, you name it, I had it. Now, looking back now at why he bought me so many toys, it was probably a little bit of guilt because he was spending so much time away from home. Maybe it was just kind of trying to make up for that guilt by buying me toys. So over time I got so many toys that I actually had a suitcase full of them. Now, I'm not just talking a small suitcase, I'm talking a large suitcase. And I spent many an hour playing with the trucks and the toys in that suitcase. Now, I was one of these kids who would spend hours and hours on my own, just in my room, with all the trucks and cars lined out on the floor, and I would have all these imaginary deliveries and all these conversations between men. There was driving diggers and driving tractors and all those different things, and my mum used to laugh sometimes that she used to stand at the doorway and listen to some of the conversations that I had. I was slagged many a times over it for some of the ridiculous things and the names I came up with. One of them was called P.T. Malone, and I forget what the other one was, but I used to have these conversations going on in my head. And as I said in the email, I think that has helped me with my fiction writing, in that I'm very, very used to having imaginary conversations going on in my head. So for me to write dialogue in my books is really, really easy because of those hours working with those toys or playing with those toys. So as I said in that email, I had talked about the trunk load of trucks. Now, years later, my mum and dad had said to me, well, if only you'd left all those trucks in their boxes, you know, can you imagine how valuable they would be now? And even if you had kept them in their boxes, you know, imagine, you know, how much money you would make if you went to sell all those off to collectors or whatever. But at the end of the day, is that really what toys are for? You know, is toy really just to put on a shelf in a box and look at it through the wee cellophane window and imagine all the fun you're going to have with it, but you're keeping it safe because in a couple of years' time it's going to be valuable, it's going to be worth something? Or would you rather just rip the cardboard off, take the toy out, get down on the carpet, start playing with it, have all these imaginary adventures with that toy, or whatever stunts or whatever you're looking to do with that toy? But I'm sure you would rather, you know, get down there and get with that toy and start playing with it. Now, as I said in that email, unfortunately, a lot of people look at life through that. For whatever reason, again, it could be a religious thing, I don't know. People think that they have to get to the end goal of life with their kind of life still in the package, still kind of in pristine condition, never been tried out, because maybe they think that in the afterlife the great toy collector in the sky or whatever is going to pat them on the shoulder and give them a great price for that toy because they took such good care of it. Now, again, I don't know what your beliefs are in religion. Mine are a little bit sketchy at times, but I'm sure whatever talent you've been given right now, or whatever life you've been given right now, again, if you are religious and you believe in a big creator or whatever, I'm sure that that has been given for you to rip the cardboard off, take it out, bang it around, chip the paint, put some scars on it, try it out, have some failures, make a fool out of yourself or whatever. But that person, he, she or whatever, wants you to get that life out of the packaging, and they want you to have fun with it. As I said, a lot of people unfortunately go to the end of their life with their little life in a box, and they haven't made use of the talent they have, the knowledge they have, even traveling or whatever, because they think that they need to hand back their little life in pristine condition. But as I said, where is the fun in that? It's more fun to take a little toy out and spend many an hour playing on the carpet. So I'm not too sure what this podcast episode is, but what I was trying to explain in the email was that, if you are sitting back, maybe it's time just to rip the cardboard box off your life right now. Maybe it's time you got out there, had some adventures, chip the paint on your life, take it out, made a fool out of yourself or whatever, but give it a go so that you can look back at all the happy memories you had doing fun things and learning things and discovering things and traveling to all different places, rather than kind of just sitting at home right now or whatever it is, but sitting on your talents, your knowledge or whatever, and not getting used and just keeping it all in that little box because you believe in some time you are going to get a little pat on the head and being thanked for taking such good care of it because it's worth more now. In fact, unlike toys, I'd imagine if that's the way you do reach the finish line, it's probably going to be worth a lot less. Whereas somebody who has taken their life out and given it a good playing with is probably going to find that theirs is more valuable. So give that some thought today. Again, I'm not sure if it's going to inspire anybody, but hopefully it will maybe make you think your life, or take out the talents that are boxed away right now that you're not using, get them out there and go and have fun with them. So as always, if you'd like to find more of this great content, do a search for Writecome, WRITECOME.com, and if you head to the Writecome site right now, we have some great free reports, and again, all the video and podcast episodes are there as well too. So as always, have a great day, take care, and bye bye.